Well, hello everyone. This is Ranger Rob, and welcome to the Ranger Rob Country Living Podcast and friends. Rev, what?
Yo,
What the hell? You sexy beast, you!
what happened?
I thought maybe we got somebody from the Beatles on here.
Oh, no, this is my January 6th hat.
Oh, there's more to the hat.
Oh my
Okay.
God!
Isn't that nice?
I like it.
I'm not getting good light in here.
Oh, we see
Oh, we
it.
see it.
Oh, now I see it. Wow.
Think
It
it's
does
the
look
wrong
like
color.
a weird Beatles hat, though.
Real nice, Rev.
Thanks, buddy. It's too hot, though. I can't wear it.
At least when he takes his hat off, he still has hair.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
still,
he does.
That's scary.
yeah, it's even worse then. What's going down?
Our little skater
Well,
boy.
Well, we're on a podcast here, so I thought I'd better finish my intro. So I wanted to make sure I introduce everybody. The long-haired hippie down in the corner, that's Rev. He's from North Carolina. And then at the bottom, moving across, so then we got John Pearson from Pearson Apple Farm. And then last but not least, up above is J&D Pig Homestead. And
Hi, everyone.
they're from Central Oregon, but the other, let's see, John Pearson, the Pearson Apple Farms, they're from Eugene, Oregon. So, yeah, we're spread out all over. You guys? Oh, okay, I thought you look like you have a ponytail.
No,
Rev.
not quite. Not quite. I call this the sunflower.
I'm slightly distracted here today.
I'm
So
sorry.
anyway,
Rob.
well, welcome everybody to the show. Before we do start, I want to remind you one is make sure to use the chat, say hello, and tell us where you're from, and if you have any questions or subjects you want to talk about. And can't guarantee we'll talk about it, but we'll try our best. And also take the time to like and subscribe and share the video. We really helps us out. We appreciate it. And let's see. I think and also need to remind you this is an audio podcast also. So if you listen to a podcast on your cell phone and stuff, just go to your podcast software, do the search, put Ranger Rob Country Living Podcast, and we should come right up and put us in your favorites, and you can check out. We're up to 90 episodes. 90.
Wow.
Yippers. So welcome everybody.
Hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
They're not talking to me.
A little pause there.
So I have an interesting subject only because the news is insane lately. Everybody knows that. But I keep hearing comments about how families are dealing with it, so I kind of wanted to talk about the subject of talking about current events and how either now all of us have children that are adult age. I think even Rev, yours are 21, right?
23.
Yeah, so we're kind of dealing with older children, but in the comments while we're going through this subject, if you have kids, younger kids, be honest and let us know. You don't tell them a thing. You keep them, living for the now. Nothing wrong with that either. But anyway, I kind of wanted to bring the subject up of what do you tell kids? And in our case, it's grandkids. And of course, we got to be careful we don't get in trouble with our own kids. It's like, what do you tell kids about what's going on today? And or even ongoing? Is it something you talk about a lot, once in a while? You try to avoid it. Any feedback on that so far?
What?
Well, my thing is I haven't, since all this went down, I haven't really had the opportunity to be around my grandkids or talk to them too much. Yesterday, I went to a football game, and it wasn't a topic of conversation. But I think kids. I don't think we should candy coat anything. I don't want to scare.
To be honest.
I don't want to scare anybody to death, and so. If I was to go in with the conversation, I would start off, here's what I see is happening. and I'm not afraid, and you shouldn't be afraid, but this is what's going on. The way I see it, I don't, you want to let kids be kids, play and all that kind of stuff. When they get to a certain age, though, they need to know what's going on. When they're at the age when in school they can be molded by the teachers and what they say, that's when the real truth and honesty needs to come out. That's my thoughts.
Yep.
I agree totally.
Reb, you had a comment, didn't you?
No, but I'll comment anyway. I think what's Pearson doing? He's playing.
He wanted to switch sides with you.
I got you. It's cool. But I do agree with Pearson 100%. Up to a certain age, like let them have a childhood, but like 13, 14, you know what I mean? You got to join the real world at some point, and you can't sugarcoat it. I never did. My kids were listening to Alex Jones when they were 15. You know what I mean? So they've grown up knowing what's at least close to the truth anyway. But yeah, you got to tell them.
So have any of you guys gotten in trouble for telling the truth on certain things? Like I've told the example of like telling someone, where's the brown pig? And you tell them, well, it's been butchered. We're eating it. And it's like, oh my gosh, they freak out. Have you ever been kind of caught in that kind of mode where you're telling them the truth and you're doing it using courtesy?
I can't tell my sister the pigs' names.
I probably get that with my sister too, probably.
She says, you can't name them and then eat them. Yes, you can.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
I have no trouble.
Yeah.
They're
I did
gonna
it this morning.
It's like our freezers have names. This was Mr. Cow. This
Yeah,
was
that's what
this was
what mine
Eclipse.
do.
Yep.
Or they say, this is the USDA freezer and this is this custom cut.
Yeah, I was thinking about painting little piggies and then draw them out, X them.
Yeah.
Not.
But yeah, I find myself kind of torn between. I have kind of a divided family. One that's really country-ish, and one's more city, and both are okay. I mean, I understand the circumstances of both, but I find myself having to be much more careful with one set of families and then the other, of just talking about like we lost our dog. I don't think my grandson, the one I say is a little more sensitive, knows that dog passed away. Because I mean, we maybe by now, but it's like I was just shocked the other day. It's like, oh, we haven't told her, and we haven't told him yet. You better be careful. It's like dogs die, and it's like, how do you handle it and talk about openly, and then also your thoughts and all that kind of things, and find the balance. But a lot of folks, they don't want to do that. They don't want their kids to know life and death, or good and bad, or even understanding the basics of someone's religion. It doesn't have to be, thick, but understand it. For example, I think all of us agree that Israel is a unique place. It's not just because it's Israel. It's just because it's Israel. When you look at the Christian side or Jewish faith, I mean, it's all about Israel. And so it's always nice to kind of explain, understand, whether your families understand how unique that area is, yet, you still want to balance out that people don't have faith, or they're from different, maybe they're Muslim, or maybe they're Hindu or whatever, but you can see where the concerns are and stuff. So I was just kind of curious if you guys have found yourself getting in interesting conversations lately.
I
I
have
have not.
I'm brutally
I got
honest.
I got into one the other day. Real good friend of mine, and he still is a real good friend. But he's a buddy of mine who has the cidery, and his view on almost everything was different than mine. And I enjoy it every now and then. I don't have anybody to really get in good heated conversations. I'm not looking to change. It's just like anything. You're somebody who's set in their ways and their thoughts and ideas. It's really, really hard to change their mind where they go, oh, I mean, they never say, hey, I never thought of it that way. You're right. They don't.
Yeah.
They're already set and everything. But have had good heated conversations about this last week and things like that. That happened just this week. I ended up getting in trouble with Mindy because she thought I was down there drinking. I said, I'm not down there drinking. I'm down here fighting.
So with the circumstances, no matter where you're from or what your religions are and stuff, we all know that everybody's all over the world's on their tippy toes. So I'm bringing this back to our homesteading. It's like, are you finding yourself thinking about being a little bit more prepared for whatever might happen or could happen?
It's always on your mind.
Yeah, it's always on your mind. I mean, it's like today we purchased another propane tank, big 100-pound propane tank, just to have extra propane.
Yeah.
You know,
And
you never know.
And I've been doing the same thing. It's like I've been kind of focused on energy. So I've been building up our propane, filled up every fuel tank I have. So I store about 80 gallons of fuel, and then I have everything full. And then I'm kind of been making it more prevalent to have all my cars filled up with fuel, even if I don't drive them that much.
Yep.
And the
Just did
RV and
that.
everything. Have you, since you have an RV too, have you been doing anything different with your RV?
It's got more food in it.
Yeah, it's fully stocked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine will be next week.
But I'll be winterizing it after next week.
Yeah, same here. But yeah, 'cause, I mean, there's a lot of little things to see. Do you ever try to explain to your kids or grandkids why, since all of us are kind of in the country, or I don't know if I want to say not necessarily homesteading, but living in the country and being away from the city, have you tried, has anybody in your family asked you, why did you do that? And should they, or have you had that conversation with any of your families?
Well, my kids know where they're bugging out to, and it's here.
Yeah.
So they all know that this is going to be a safe place for us, and
They know where the food is. Let's put it that way. They know. They've known since they were little where the food is.
How about you, John? Do your kids ever feel like you might be the bug out place?
I don't know. My brothers down in California talk about it. They joke all the time. They say, sometimes, and not all of them, but I've had a couple brothers tell me all I need to do is have enough gas to get up to Oregon.
Yeah.
so you put
Oregon's
gas cans in the back.
Yeah, Oregon's not better than California by any means. We are horrid when it comes to politics.
The eastern side is not as bad.
I know. But then with the
Yeah, but it's getting there.
yeah,
There's more and more people moving in down here. It's getting there.
yeah. A lot of times people ask why. My family asks why I do it, but in the same, I always give them the same answer. You know what? It's what I wanted to do, but be careful because it's also,
Dangerous.
well, it's a lot more work and it's a lot more headache than it leads on as it's not this. To me, it's a dream come true, but to somebody else, it could be an absolute nightmare because it's a lot of work.
Yeah. So, I get that comment from some of our families. I have a lot of family, especially in Washington. It seemed like they live a little bit more for the now. So, don't really hear them that much of worrying about, well, we don't have water, we don't have electricity. They don't seem to talk about their plans or have a plan. I think they're just going to go with the flow. And and some of it's my own family, some of it's Sherry's family, but it's just kind of interesting. It's like some people just choose to ignore the whole thing and say this doesn't affect me, and yet then people like us, sometimes we feel like, well, we're thinking about, like Elijah calls it, the what ifs, and I don't think anybody should go overboard. I've seen overboard, and it's kind of ugly, but it's like, well, at least maybe 30 days worth of food and water, might get you by for a while. Maybe things will be recovered a little bit. I highly recommend much more than that, but yeah, it's just, it's strange. It's just, even when you live here in the country, you might say, it's a lot of people that are kind of short-sighted. And that's okay. That's how they feel. I didn't even read this and I clicked on it. I would like to really rely more on the watering of animals as well. And then, yeah, that's another one of my worries is, how the
I
heck
want to
am I gonna
comment
feed-
on his.
Yeah, go ahead.
So he was bringing up the rain barrels.
Yeah.
For us, we don't get a lot of rain. So we would probably have to get the containers and fill them up before winter, because we don't get that much rain to do rain barrels. But it's a really good idea.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking like, I was even talking on one of my videos where I've actually bought in one of those bathtub bladders.
Oh yeah.
Where it's a bag that actually fits in your bathtub, and you can fill it with water and seal it. So then you just got, but because if something was to happen, you do have a short period of time where you may still have water pressure and stuff like that, that you could snag up and fill up any kind of tub or any kind of barrels you could while you can. We have a well, so I could just hook it up to a generator. So fortunate in that area, but
we'll just go over to Rob's and get it.
Yeah, we're going over to Rob's. We're not on a well, although I'd like to be.
But you might be surprised how long you might be able to get water out of that water tower before it quits giving us water. But
or the pump breaks down again.
And I didn't give a chance, Rev. Do you have any comments so far on what we've been bringing up? We kind of switched a little bit.
No, I haven't heard or ran into one person that I know that have been like, buying a farm, that's a dumb idea. You know what I mean? Not one. Everybody that I know have been like, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. And the same with you guys. Everybody's like, if something goes down, I'm coming to your house. I'm like, no, you're not. No, you're not.
Yeah, everybody I talk to.
Too many of you. There's too many of you.
Farm.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. I can't do but so much. But I don't know what the water question was, but luckily I'm on a well and I could hook up to a generator. Also, I have a spring-fed creek behind the house, and there's a spring that I found in the woods right over there.
So nice.
Water's not. I mean, I know that's not probably not answering whoever question that was, but
no, he was just talking about rain barrels and having those ready.
So do you have a water filter like a Berkey or anything?
No, I do need to get one though.
Yeah, we just snagged one last year, and I wish I wanted to get one sooner. I mean, but I kept procrastinating, and now it was like $300 at the time. I think we paid $400 for ours, and they're still going up in price.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I could only imagine they are.
Yeah. So, but yeah. And have you found yourselves lately, not just of this particular crisis, but just the whole year and with the COVID stuff, have you been finding yourself stirring yourselves up with more food?
Yeah, we always do.
I've done that for years. It's a habit.
I'm going to John for apples. So
I tell you what, Mindy gets into watching certain things and all that kind of stuff, and she'll say, hey, something's going down in a day, and this is going to be it, and okay, fill your fuel tanks and all that kind of stuff. And it's good to have this stuff, so I don't bitch and moan about having to go mortgage the house to fill the fuel tanks. You know, we had our propane topped off today. You know, I don't carry as much fuel as you do, Rob, but we're all topped off on everything that we have and all that. I find myself going back and forth because you want to be ready and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of times in getting yourself ready and thinking, what can I do in case of a catastrophe? You forget about the great day that you could potentially be having. So I have to stop myself every now and then and stop Mindy as well and say, hey, you know, let's go to the grocery store tomorrow. In the meantime, let's go have a cocktail, watch the sunset, and it's going to be just fine.
Mm-hmm.
So did you have your cable go out this morning or this afternoon?
He was
I
at work.
It's a good question. No, I can tell you we didn't because Mindy had the grandson here today and my youngest, and he likes to have background stuff going on, and that was a big deal yesterday as our Fire Stick stopped working yesterday. But it just went bad. I swapped it out with another one. It was fine, but we didn't. Did you guys?
Yeah.
Today we did.
Knocked out our
Knocked out our cable.
all
News
news media gone for 2 hours.
for the whole Jefferson County.
Oh, no kid.
Mm-hmm.
It was gone. And
So
it's
you
like, wonder what they're trying to hide.
Are you guys in the Idaho annexing location at all?
Oh, yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be too.
Yeah, sure. Make me Idaho. I don't care.
I'd love to
West
be
Idaho loves you.
I was gonna put a sign out in front of my house, you know, entering Idaho, you know, population 4.
Population
Do
one.
it, do it, do it, man.
I don't think that'll ever happen.
No, I don't think
Oh, the politics behind
they're
doing
pushing
that
it.
is, but they're trying hard. I guess the committee for that is in Lapine, so
that's not far away.
So who
There's
knows?
other places that are talking about doing some counties in Maryland talking about joining West Virginia. Some counties around Illinois that aren't Chicago are talking about doing something else. You know, there's all kinds of talk though. You know what I mean? You hear all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, COVID's going around here too.
Is that still a thing?
It's like,
Well,
I
they
haven't heard
think
anything.
so.
That's another thing I gotta
When
watch.
actually it's probably the flu. Sorry.
That's another thing I gotta watch talking about around her parents.
They're all into those damn shots.
I don't believe in the jab.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah. So today, actually, just because we live in the country, most of us, and doesn't mean that current events and strange things don't happen. John and Debbie, you got a good scare today with your great grandchild.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
Vancouver's Evergreen School had a shooting. My granddaughter was in the closet in the classroom with her boyfriend and the rest of the kids in the class, and she was reporting to us that the shooter they thought were right outside their classroom door.
Wow.
And so they were in there for hours, and their mom was there, and the police officer that was in that group reporting back to them said there was 3 of them. And he also said that they caught 2 and were looking for the 3rd.
Wow.
And the news is reporting, and the officer also said that 1 person was shot. But the news is saying that the kid was on the outside by the bleachers and no injuries. And we were hearing it firsthand from my granddaughter.
Wow.
So,
And
yeah, it was a scare, all
you know how
right.
they have these shootings and they're always breaking in on the news and everything?
Yeah.
One
Not
time.
one station in Portland That's
Had it on the
right
news.
across the river.
It makes a big difference on who they suspect the shooter is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
It
Is
was
this
some-
why they
it was
locked out
some
the news
kid.
stations earlier?
Yeah, I think so.
There was
Uh-huh.
there was not one station here. I mean, I'm switching all through all the 4 news channels in Portland.
It wasn't on
Nothing.
It wasn't on YouTube. It wasn't on TikTok. Nothing.
Wow.
And whenever there's a shooting anywhere, they got it plastered.
sure.
Nothing. And that's about the time our TV went out.
Hmm.
And after all of it was over, because I was getting a text, and the kids were going to release the kids, all of a sudden the TV came back on. Makes you
shooter must-
think.
The shooter must have been one of the oppressed community. I'm guessing.
Who knows?
I wouldn't put it past it,
Yeah.
you know. So I wouldn't put it past it.
But it's just such coincidence that all this is happening. I was on the phone the whole time with my granddaughter, and then my great granddaughter was texting, so I was getting firsthand, and I just stunned me that it was not on TV anywhere. A school shooting.
Wow.
Wow. So tonight, by the way, I'm going to show you right here.
Oh, there's a mouse.
There's the mouse.
We have
You
a
only
pet
have
mouse.
one.
Actually, I saw 2, but there's these, at least one of these mice.
Oh, there
there's
he
one
is. He's on the bottom of
Um,
the screen.
What I wanted to show you guys is they're kind of friends with the pigs, and so I'll find this mouse, but I've seen 2 this time. But anyway, it climbs up on her body and it will actually sleep behind her ear and stuff. So I was kind of
Whoa.
hoping. And but yeah, she's not angry with the mouse that comes in there, and I'll see her up above here. I think you can see my mouse moving. And sometimes, she'll kick her foot or something like this, and the mouse will jump up 3 feet. And there he is, right there. But I
Yeah,
don't
I got
know.
about 100 of them.
Oh, there he
There
is.
it
See?
is.
You kicked him out of the truck. You had to go somewhere.
You don't even budge.
No, it doesn't bother the pig at all.
Oh my
Back
God.
up there.
I
hear what
never
I said
had
wrong?
2. This is the first time I've seen 2, but this time of year, I think with the winter, changing, some certain critters. I don't know if you guys noticed. There goes his sister. Have you noticed a lot more spiders with the colder weather?
We always have spiders.
I mean, we have them too, but it seems like they're more prevalent this
Yeah, I
time
went
of
in
year.
the chicken coop today and thought, oh man, looked up in the ceiling, they're just covered with spider webs.
Wow. I've noticed that they're not in the house so much, but around the porch and stuff like that. Just kind of noticed them a little more.
Yeah,
stuff,
they're
but-
aliens.
We don't have spiders, but
I
we got
don't like
stink
'em.
bugs.
Up there,
Those
I've never had 2 mice in there before, so now I'm gonna have to go out there and put one of those crazy traps you made me buy. This one
You
right
love
there.
it. Yes, everyone is safe.
Well, that's
Good.
good. That's great news.
Eliza was asking. Yeah, everybody made it home safe. The kids just got home about right before we started the show. So this all happened around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And they just now released the kids.
Oh.
I
And
guess I better get back to my notes here a little bit. So have you found this year that you guys have bought anything extras that has to do with preparing or preparation or prepping or you mentioned you bought a big tank for propane, which
Oh yeah, that was today.
I've thought about that too, but I don't use as much as you guys because you use that for heating too.
Yep.
Well, you, John Pearson, you've been buying anything different this year?
no, not really. Our propane
you-
tank is decent size already, just because our stove, water heater, and heat is all propane. So we upsized it when we moved in. The guy came today to fill it, which is like a blessing and a curse because it's like, oh, good, we got a full tank. Oh, great! I got it.
We're
Huge.
$500.
Huge bill.
We're
Huge
$500.
bill.
$500 left. I know
That-
ours is coming
Yeah,
out.
it is not cheap.
Sometime this week.
Yeah,
they
sometime
said.
this week.
But
And tomorrow's Friday, so probably tomorrow.
yeah, yeah.
But on Saturday.
Not really. I did a little bit more canning and stuff, but it was all just, I made a huge batch of cowboy candy, and I'm preparing for the absolute worst. So I pressed another 20 gallons of juice. It's like
That's pretty important.
Important things, of course.
so
Getting that barter stuff in, huh?
yeah, that'll get me 50, that'll put me at 55 gallons for the year. I don't, with all the people that come and have a cider every now and then on the front porch and all that kind of stuff, that'll last a good year plus. So I'm good there, Rob. You have fuel and I have apple juice fermenting. So
I have pork.
I got some of that too. Not like you got though, that's for sure.
Well, so far I'm still looking at the screen over here. It's like I just saw a third mouse. Like that just happened. I didn't have. Where are these mice coming from?
You kicked them out of the truck. They had to go somewhere, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I got a quick question, Rev. How
Yeah.
is it not having to put so many miles on here lately, or are you back to driving again?
I think as far as mileage goes, it's pretty much the same. When you add it all together, you know what I mean? Construction is just like only in 2 days you drive, 15 hours or something like that, but
wow.
it's just more drawn out. I just started in service on Tuesday, actually, so it's been okay. It's been okay. It's easy, and they think it's hard, but it's not.
6:30.
So what time is it in your guys' areas?
6:30. Rev, what time is it there?
It's 9:30. I should have been in bed 2 hours ago.
Oh, you big baby.
Well, we're glad you're here.
Yep.
I hear you. I appreciate
Dude, you got to put that glorious lettuce to bed, huh?
it. Yeah. I need all the beauty sleep I can get, buddy.
Oh wow.
So, Rob,
Yeah, we haven't had a podcast in 2 weeks.
are we going to do a remote podcast next week?
That would require me to bring my Starlink to camping with us. It's like
That's right.
Hey, all you need is a phone.
problem is the software.
Oh, you can't.
What do you mean you can't?
There's no service down there.
Well, I'd have to bring Starlink with me.
Yeah, because
You
there's
know-
no service down
You
there.
know you're-
We have to go clear up
You got
the
to watch
top of the
Wheel of
hill.
Fortune.
I won't need it with Starlink.
Yeah, he can get a view of the night sky.
Okay, we'll go sit on top of the hill
He's still
with my
Yeah.
phone.
so. Another thing that my RV has is a secret weapon. Is called a Wi-Fi Ranger. So what happens is when I have internet, I put it into my Wi-Fi Ranger, and not only every device in my RV works off of Wi-Fi Ranger, including anybody I give the password to. So maybe if
Hello.
you guys were kind of nice, I might let you in. But,
Hey,
but
we're
it's
taking
like-
you camping. What else do you want?
I figure I'm not going to bring it the first day, and I'll take a look at make sure that some white, enough space. And if so, then I'll go ahead and bring it the next. Well, that's the Thursday though,
Yeah.
so it probably won't
how's
be
that gonna work?
probably will not be a podcast next Thursday, because
Rev and I'll
Um,
take care of it.
Yeah. And it'll be great too.
I bet it will. Don't be talking about us.
Give us the keys, coach. Give us the keys.
so yeah.
We'll start
If
3:30.
we really get crazy and I get
Yeah.
down there early
Yeah.
enough, and it looks like,
The sunflower looks good then.
but yeah, I might bring Starlink, but
9:30 there.
Look, we got him nervous now, John. Now he's gonna hook up to Starlink. He doesn't want to put us in the game on our own.
Okay, we're still in a podcast, Rob. Don't go off tech on us.
I'm reading my notes.
Look, now we already lost somebody. Look at this. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, big
Oh,
tattletale.
Gotta be
Is that
kidding.
one? Is that one of your Cornish crosses?
Did you get
You
more?
got them in today?
I mean,
You got more.
She got more chickens.
I will never do those stupid birds again.
You know, she's like, I just
doesn't-
bought another 25 Cornish crosses.
You
It's
did,
like,
Debbie.
what is wrong with you?
I'm
They're
gonna
in demand.
And I made a pen for him out in the barn. So once these guys get a
Brooder
little,
house.
once these guys get a little feathers on them, we'll put them out there.
I think I've had birds in my house for
One.
what, 6 months now?
22% from start to finish, and you'll get yourself a real bird at the end.
Yes, I learned my lesson the last time. My 12 from the last bunch are doing really good, but they're still not at size, and we're at 9 weeks, 10
I
weeks.
swear, there's something wrong with those birds you got because they are small.
They've
Oh,
grown.
Oh, they're a lot bigger
They've grown.
now.
Since I
I
kept
was
Don't
just
them
worry,
over there
smarter.
a couple of days ago, and there was like, I was really surprised.
Yeah,
They're still
they grow
pretty
really
small.
fast now.
Yeah,
Huh.
they're
Well,
all,
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Rob. In 3 days, she'll buy some more anyway. Don't even, what's the point of
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. She's the only person I've ever heard of that has a hatchery that has auto pay on a hatchery.
I do.
Debbie,
That's for like
Debbie had
Netflix and
a
stuff,
question.
Debbie has Jinx calling her for batches of birds.
Yeah, right?
Just like Domino's calls me if I haven't called in like 3 days.
I didn't get these from Jenks this time.
Oh, didn't you? Where'd you get these?
No, I got these from Sternberg.
Huh.
They're from PA, I believe.
So, oh wow, so they came across country.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were born one day, and they were supposed to be 2 days delivery. They
Yeah.
were here the next day.
Wow.
Yeah.
In the morning, she just almost noon, she gets a phone call. Your birds are here.
Wow.
Yeah, they weren't supposed to be here until the next day.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
they're
they
getting,
were all healthy.
the post office is getting used to us now.
Yeah, I bet.
I did have a scare with them. I'm going to tell my little incident here.
Yeah, I think that's best.
Okay, so I came in, I fed the birds, I made sure they fresh water, all that. They were all fine, chirping, playing. I come in like a half hour later, and every one of them are soaked. And there was no water on the bottom of the brooder house.
Yeah,
I don't know if they went swimming or what. Man, I got washcloths and I was drying them up, putting them under there, and oh my God, all because I split them up because there's so many, and all 12 of them were soaked and looked like they were dying.
Look at Elijah. Don't worry,
Yeah.
Debbie.
Count.
Meat chickens don't count.
They don't.
I tell John, I better not get any more babies because something happens every damn time.
I'll tell you what, that guy who got Cliff Brown, who got the meat birds with me, he put his in a tote for the first few days, and they knocked over the water, and there wasn't enough water to drown in the bottom of the tote, but there was enough that the birds on the bottom they were getting their feet wet, and none of the birds wanted to get their feet wet, so they started dogpiling on all the other birds, and by having a 1/4 inch of water on the bottom of his plastic tote, he lost 4 birds because he came home to a dog.
I thought I was going to lose them because it got really noisy, and I was like, what the hell's wrong with those birds? And I came in and everything, and I felt the bottom. There was no water whatsoever.
And she had split the birds up, 12 in one and 12 in the other.
13.
Or
So you
13 in the other.
20. You got 25.
Yeah,
How were they price point wise compared to Jinx?
a lot cheaper.
Really?
Yeah, these were like $2.
And the
I
shipping
want to say
was cheaper,
$2.40.
too.
Huh?
Where Jinx were over $3.
Yeah.
Did this happen when you first got them?
They've
next
only been
day.
here 2 days.
The next day.
They were probably just, weeping. They were sad from having to leave the East Coast. That's what would have happened if I would have done it.
Bring up your comments. That's the place that I got them.
They opened the box and all,
Sternbergs.
oh, this is not North Carolina.
Yeah, Oregon's got to be a pretty sad place if you pine for Pittsburgh. You know what I mean?
Hey, they need our money too.
Oh man, that's it. Hey, I reached into my chicken freezer. A buddy of mine came over this weekend, and he helped me press, and we made a bunch of batches of cowboy candy, which turned out fantastic.
Ate them in chickens.
And I gave him. I said, "Hey, you want a chicken?" I reached in my thing, pulled out, and that one I pulled out, 8 pounds 1 ounce. That's
Nice.
a nice big old bird.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, Rev wanted to swap around. There
What
you
the hell
are.
happened
You
here?
guys
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
dizzy? You're
like,
making
how'd you
me
do that?
dizzy.
I'll
guys
take
are afraid-
brooders for 800, Alex.
Oh, I forgot. Before I forget, do we have any shout outs for today?
Thank God
No.
to the Lord for making my granddaughter safe.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
I'll steal that one too. That's a great
Yeah,
one.
I'm with
Yep.
the police department that helped out, whoever they are.
Yep. They came. They were from Portland, Vancouver, someplace
Battleground.
battleground. Yeah, there was like 4 or 5 different people that showed up. The SWAT team and
Oh, Camus probably.
a lot of
too.
people.
Hmm.
Dogs. Dogs swept the building
And they had 2 helicopters in the sky
and drones.
And no news.
and no
And
news.
no news. Is that ridiculous?
Not a camera on anything.
Well, there was a news channel way after the fact that mentioned a little bit, but nothing like if all these other schools, nothing.
Yeah.
They locked down 3 schools in the area, and then they shipped all those kids from those other schools to the main school district office. And then Evergreen was the last one for them to evacuate the kids and ship them over.
Wow.
I don't know. It's 4.5 hours of not knowing.
And being in a closet, I
mean, the parents must have
don't-
been just going crazy.
I don't mean to be mean, but at least your granddaughter. How old's your great granddaughter?
she's going to be 15 here in a month, I think.
She probably could have come out of the closet after an hour.
They wouldn't let them.
She was a boyfriend. I'm just kidding.
You're funny, John.
You can come out now. We're fine. No, just-
The cop said stay in here. I don't know.
Can I call you back after 7? 15 minutes. Is everything okay?
So you had a shout out, John
Okay.
Pearson.
No, I was thinking about it. You know what? It's actually been a really. I won't say the word shitty because we're on the air, but it was a really kind of a crummy week. So I really don't have anybody to thank. To be honest with you.
I
I won't
certainly don't want you identifying a shitty day.
Yeah, you don't want to say that on here. That was like a Trump thing. I won't say he's a liar, but he's
But he's a liar.
a liar.
I won't say it to his face because he's not
Yeah.
here. But
I would never say, but some people do say. that he's a liar.
It's
We'll
really
be talking
huge.
behind your
It's
back.
huge.
what about this? What was it? Was it the October 18th insurrection or was this the 17th insurrection?
Yeah, that's why I wore my hat. I'm putting the hat back on.
Oh my God. Good night.
You mean the October 7th?
Oh, they just had the whole place just taken over by yelling.
Yep.
Nothing said. It was peaceful. So,
Yeah.
oh well.
So
It was
I
so
got a question.
peaceful they kicked him out.
By force.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So do you guys think it's very important that our kids and grandkids know anything about U.S. history, or heck with
They
it?
need to know everything. My
They,
opinion.
I have a feeling that my oldest boy's baby mamas dread their kids coming over to Papa's house, the farm, because I give them a good education. Give them,
Somebody needs to.
yeah. When my grandson comes up to me and says, I said, hey, how's he's in 6th grade, but here 6th grade is middle school, junior high, right? So how's junior, trying to make him feel big. How's junior high? He said, well, it's okay, but it's so weird. I go, what's weird about it? He goes, we got tampons in our bathroom, in the boys' bathroom. And so it's like, so I tell him, okay, that's not normal. That's not okay. That's not right. So we have these conversations. So I think baby mamas dread it when they come over here, although, we enjoy it. I'm very honest with my grandsons and they're great kids. And
You got to be honest, because when they get older, they're going to be in the dark about everything.
yeah. No, I
Personally,
agree.
they might be a little confused on this show because Rev has long hair now.
Yeah, you usually have that ball cap on. So you
Yeah.
can't tell.
I got to keep you guys guessing though.
Yeah, he's our little skater boy.
I got horns on this thing. This is
I
my
know.
buffalo hunter.
Yeah.
Now that I see the horns, it's okay. Outside of that, I think I'm looking at
A rock star.
hermits.
I'll go out here. Let me go out here in the light.
Boy,
He's probably wearing spandex shorts too.
Let me go out here in the light.
Oh, there it
Maybe I'll see
is.
better.
Oh yeah. Okay, you got it.
Oh yeah. You must have just come back from Walmart.
Happy insurrection, everybody. 'Tis the insurrection season.
Oh my God.
that's so he can go out and hide in the cows.
I look like Shane. Me and Shane hang out together. Look at Shane.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's awesome.
He's looking at
He
you.
likes
What
it.
are you doing?
I'm not listening to you guys. Shane likes it.
So I thought it was kind of funny
We're not
this
gonna-
We
couple of
didn't
days
say we
ago.
didn't like it.
Uh-huh.
So we're not
Days
having
ago,
fun.
our
We-
neighbor
Before
was out in the
things-
front yard, and I actually thought, well, I better stop and say hi since we're kind of talking again. And she's got little figurines in the yard, like she's got some little sheep and a couple deer and some little things, decorations for the gardens and stuff. And she's got a can of black paint. And I'm saying, what are you out here painting? And she says, oh, I'm painting the goats. So she's got these little figurines of goats. And you got to remember, these are pretty much church going group and whatever. And of course, the first thing I look over at the goats, and they're boy goats because they have boy things at the bottom of the figurines, and they're black. And the first comment I have is, can I bring my camera over when you start painting those?
Oh my
She looked at
God.
me- She's looking at me like, you're sick, Rob. That's like, I said, that'll be the funniest thing I've ever seen. So they probably don't like me again. They just don't get my sense of humor. But at least the balls look good. Oh, but yeah, I have a hard time getting along with people in this neighborhood. Especially when you got a
It's hard
camera.
to get along with snooty people.
I just can't stop looking at Rev's freaking hat. Thing's so bad.
I think he's like,
God,
he could qualify for the monkeys or something.
I know that is a little hermits.
no, dude, it's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So we won't have a podcast before Halloween. I should-
No, because the Sternbergs are making us go camping.
Took us all summer to get your ass in gear.
It's a miracle you're going before Christmas.
Well, we're not there yet.
Yeah,
I will send a text when he pulls in.
We
He
could have
made
a
it.
freeze next week. Who knows? So
You're
another question
going.
when it comes to
You're going if I have to come and drive that dang thing.
yeah. I was going to ask you guys: have you bought anything? And of course, John already answered the question, but have you currently bought anything or done major improvements to your homesteads this year, based on just being a little bit more on top of things. Like you guys have been building like barns and stuff when you did the propane. So John and Debbie have done a couple of things. How about you, Rev? You doing anything, or you just sitting around drinking beer?
Yeah, I'm just sitting around, trying to learn how to play banjo, doing all these North Carolina things, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Ding, 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 ding,
Whittling.
ding,
I do a lot of
ding.
whittling.
A lot of whittling, yeah.
No, I built. All I've done this year really is build on an additional chicken coop for the brown egg layers.
Oh, more chicken coops. Jeez.
I know.
How
I
many
knew
do you
John would
have,
like
Red?
that. Do what?
How many chicken coops do you have?
I just have 2, and then I have a mobile coop for the meat chickens in the summer.
Well, you better start building some more.
I don't. Yeah, but I'm not on the auto ship list at the hatchery.
What are we now? 6? If you include the
1,
barn?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Porch.
7.
7. Because we made a pen in the barn today for these guys.
That's because it's gonna start getting cold out.
See, the way we do it over here,
Have
Debbie, is
feathers.
when it's time to get chickens, we order the chickens. It's not like the hatchery calls me every single time they hatch a chicken and say, "Hey, we got
Do we ever
we
get
got
to
84
Debbie?
more
Call
chickens. How
every
many do you
day.
want?"
But see, I can always say no if I don't want them, or yes if I do.
That's
Yeah.
true.
At least
I'm
I
sure
know
you
they're
can.
coming.
Does she
That's
really look
true.
like she's going to say no?
No, she does not.
She's a chicken lady. So are you guys all doing meat birds next year?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll probably do one batch. Yeah.
I can't believe it, but on Central Oregon Grown, I had to plug that in. I'm selling a lot of my chickens. I'm getting low.
Yeah, that's
So
because
it's a good thing
Good,
Debbie
you can
went and
buy 'em
bought some
from
more
me.
Cornish crosses.
the
Yeah,
prices of
Debbie, now's the
chicken
time
in
to
the
speak up.
stores
Look
are
at what are
outrageous.
you
Yeah, you
talking
can buy
about?
mine.
Mhm. There you go.
Yeah, the
$10
prices
a piece.
the prices in the store are outrageous right now for chicken.
Not
What did
my
you-
place. I got a good price on everything. So before I got to put my 2 cents in. Tomorrow is the big day for Central Oregon Grown. We just had a new pig process, and I had the majority of I had all the ham parts added to the sausage. So I've got nothing but breakfast sausage coming from
Ooh.
that pig, plus pork chops and all that stuff with bone in. So starting tomorrow, we have sausage, breakfast sausage on sale at $3.99 a pound. It's like getting a round thing of Jimmy Dean sausage. The old price was $3.99 all the time. Well, you're going to be able to get that from
So
us. So
you're going to have a homegrown breakfast sale.
pretty much. And so
is
anyway,
good
so
price.
starting tomorrow, those are on our mail list. You'll see an email come out. And
Now,
also the video I made is based on the sale starting Friday, and it's all through October. So if you're
Get off
looking
their
for a
flight.
hot deal on sausage and you want to build up your prepping a little bit and stuff, you
Is that
what are you guys doing?
that's
that fly sees a little light on the camera and keeps
Yeah.
covering the cat.
That's a fly.
yes.
Get out. So is
I
this
don't think that
is
fly
this
was-
You're ruining my info commercial here, but anyway, guys, so get a chance tomorrow.
well, we're gonna have
Um,
fly meat here pretty soon.
That's right. Get over in Central
So
Oregon
is that
Grown.
seasoned sausage
What?
or unseasoned?
That's seasoned breakfast sausage.
Well, they call it that for ours, but we don't have any seasoning in it. We do our own. So I was just
Well,
clarifying.
This one we're doing all the work for you. All you have to do is buy it. And
Okay.
stock up your freezer. So because you got Thanksgiving coming, you got Christmas, you got all that stuffing to make. You can make really good meatloaves by blending it with beef.
Mhm.
Gosh, you can do all kinds of stuff with sausage
Oh,
and of
spaghetti
course-
with it is fantastic.
and spaghetti, and most of all, and John's favorite is biscuits and gravy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Every day if I'd let him.
Yeah. Now I'll tell you a secret because you guys watch this video. If you go to Central Oregon Grown and you've not bought anything from Central Oregon Grown yet, there's a discount code at the top of the website. And not only can you get it at a good price, you can get 10% off for your first purchase. So it's a good deal.
Yeah,
So,
it is.
And we're going to have tons of breakfast sausage because when I get this pig back, because it weighed out, hanging weight of my last pig was 334 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah. And
didn't
the difference
big.
with this is we will be offering pork chops with the bone in. So we didn't have bone in before I did all my stuff boneless. So it's going to be some good eatings, guys. So get it while you can. And we won't be processing pigs again till middle spring because I bought some more feeders because I just don't have enough. What's four? So
Minutes.
that's how John says, I'm done. I'm ready to go.
Hey, before we go,
yeah.
Ranger Rob, I wanted to say shout out to you. I don't know if you guys caught it, like 2 or 3 videos ago on Ranger Rob's channel. He was talking about how all the people on the podcast only do it, they don't have an agenda, and they only do it to try to help people out and stuff like that. And I thought that was
one,
very
and it
nice.
was a good one.
That was a good one.
I thought that I was crying in the corner. I couldn't take it. No, that was very nice of you, Ranger Rob. I appreciate
that
you.
was a really good one.
That really was.
You just don't know what our agenda is because we're good at hiding it. Someday we'll spring it on you.
Yeah. You should see what we say when you're not in the room.
That's right. Yeah. And now with that
Yeah,
wig,
we love you, Rev. And John.
No,
And Rob.
I was talking about Rob.
I know.
yeah, that's a given. And I was going to talk about some favorite subjects of John Pearson's and mine is how happy we are with our media and how happy we are with all this new censorship.
Oh no!
Don't get him started.
Dude, you're at 2 minutes and 30
You only got 2 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
You got 2 minutes if you got any comments on that. So,
Take it off.
so what do you guys recommend when you get your guys' news? Do you recommend going to different sources and comparing notes,
Yes.
or do you guys just say, "Hey, NBC News, that's the only way to go, and that's the fact"?
No,
I go to CNN and just do whatever the opposite of what they say is. That's all I do.
Exactly. All of them.
See, when you watch the mainstream media, what you do is you see what they're broadcasting, and then you go look to see what they're hiding.
Yeah,
That's right. I only listen to Wolf Blitzer and Christian.
Oh my God.
Brewer.
X22
Is the wolf
report is
even on
actually
anymore?
pretty good. Should look that
Oh
up
my
online.
Well, guys, it's
I
been
freebase
interesting. I
NPR every morning.
hope we didn't offend anybody, and we did. Well, oh well.
They shouldn't be on
Sorry.
this channel then.
That's right.
Sorry, dude.
I want to thank you guys for all your honesty. I know we're lucky we don't have to raise children, and that's got to be really tough this day and age. So my hats are off to the new parents out there taking their kids through education and stuff. But I know they got a hard road to follow, and they want to make sure that we learn our history and learn what's good and bad and all that. And so hats off to the new parents out there, but I'm glad I don't have to do it anymore.
You hope.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Actually, I know. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up right here. I want to thank the whole panel here for your comments and ideas. I think we actually made it through this whole show without really being offensive.
I think so too.
Except
No.
John. John said
John
shit
said
on the
shitty.
show.
Remember, John said shitty.
Shitty,
Almost.
that's it.
I almost said it.
Yeah.
That was shitty of you.
It really was.
Rev said it.
Our new motto.
Oh my God, I didn't even realize.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to wrap it up. I want to thank everybody for watching, and please leave comments below, and we'll talk to y'all later. Bye now.
Graphics.
Ranger